Happy Friday again to you all. This was another amazing week of the Priscilla Schurrer Armor of God study. This week was all about the breastplate of righteousness, and I love that Priscilla differentiates the 4 different types of righteousness because it's so easy to get them convoluted and then for the enemy to get in and damage our relationship with the Lord because we're all mixed up and spinning in our heads when it comes to our perception of righteousness. So first of all, perfect righteousness. I love that Priscilla points out that perfect righteousness is something that we will never ever be able to achieve. And when we try to chase perfection instead of chasing God, do you think that God is happy about that? No. He's looking down on us spinning while we try to, do all these things to make ourselves perfect. And he's just shaking his head and he's like, I have sent my one and only son so that you don't have to live this way. And even if you do perceive or achieve your idea of perfection, it still isn't good enough for God because we can never be as perfect as him. It's ridiculous to even, fathom being that perfect. So scratch that. Glorify God because he is so beautiful and complex and perfect, but we can't ever achieve that. So just get that out of your mind. Okay, I'm going to skip the comparative righteousness and go straight to the imputed righteousness. Wow. Imputed righteousness, Priscilla pointed out, is righteousness, the righteousness of God that is credited to our spiritual account when we accept Jesus into our hearts. And it's one and done. When you accept Jesus into your life, you won't be able to help but to have him transform your life. And it's going to be a long road, and Jesus is not going to be done with you until you are off this earth and in heaven with him. But it's done. It is finished, as we've seen, that beautiful phrase that he said right before he died on Good Friday. It is finished. So when you accept him into your heart, God looks down upon you and he no longer sees your sin. He sees his beautiful and perfect son, and he loves you, and he just wants to wrap his arms around you. He wants to help you along and walk beside you and to live in your heart with you and to help you go through these struggles in life and to just fill your cup with his peace. And then the final type of righteousness is practical righteousness, which is my personal favorite because it is all about baby steps. She doesn't use that word, but if you read between the lines, me and Priscilla are speaking the same language, because practical righteousness, as she says, is a day-by-day, moment-by-moment, consistent choice and action that we make in our lives to align ourselves with God's will, which is the definition of righteousness, to have upright living that aligns with God's will. And it's not the fact that we're getting into heaven because once we've accepted Jesus, that's done. It's our sanctification while we're here on earth. It's him blessing us and transforming our hearts so that we may bless others, so that we may be able to be a light for the people in our lives and spread hope and encouragement and God's truth. Back to last week. And so I'm going to read to you the final paragraph of Priscilla's study this week that I underlined. She said, build a strategy this week of thanksgiving to God for all he's done to make your breastplate available. What has he done? Everything. He's created this beautiful earth. He's created me. He's created you. He's gifted you with unique and wonderful talents that he wants you to use. And of course, he sent his perfect, amazing, loving, one and only son to die and to pay the final cost for your sins. And he continues to live in our hearts every day and to make our lives better. So be thankful. Write out a list of what you're thankful for this morning. And be reminded of how good the Lord really is. And also, I pointed out on my blog post yesterday that sometimes it can be so hard to see where God is in our present circumstances. So it requires us to look back at all those times when we were uncertain, when we were sad, when we were lonely, And somehow, some way, we got through it. And that will help you realize, oh, God was with me all along. God got me through that struggle, that uncertainty. There is so much to be thankful for. So that's my challenge to you today, is to write out what you're thankful for. And then ask him for the ongoing, renewing strength of his sanctifying spirit, baby steps, as well as holy courage to wear this breastplate every day. Be honest about what you need to put off and put on, and do it practically and consistently. Practically and consistently, guys. So what does this look like? It looks like me oversleeping today, rushing in the shower, and then still making time to at least open my Bible for 2 or 3 minutes before I made this video, because Jesus first. I cannot function without him. I have learned the hard way. So it doesn't have to be spending a full 45 minutes with him. It doesn't have to be only sitting in a quiet place. You can talk to God at any moment, at any hour, all day, every day. He wants to hear from you. He wants to break through to you so that you can break through to others. That is today's thoughts from me. I hope you all have an amazing weekend. I'm excited to start week 4. Oh my gosh, week 4 next week. And I will talk to you all later.